American Meridian University, Understanding a Basic Scatter Diagram is a part of the American Meridian University 2016 series on quality systems management tools. I am Dr. Sharon L. Burton, Chief Learning and Compliance Officer. The goal of this lesson is for users to understand the scatter diagram as a quality and business process improvement tool. Their learning objectives. At the end of this lesson, all users should be able to articulate the usage of a scatter diagram, explain how to develop a scatter diagram, demonstrate the development of a scatter diagram, and understand the different names that a scatter diagram may be called. What is the scatter diagram? The scatter diagram is also known as a scatter plot, scatter chart, or scattergram. Any of these names are appropriate to use. This tool is referred to as a plot or a mathematical diagram. Let's talk about the purpose of the scatter diagram. The purpose of the scatter diagram is to plot relationships between multiple variables for a set of data in a single view. With this basic lesson, we're going to only discuss one set of data. The scatter diagram can hold multiple sets of data, but today we're going to talk only about one set of data. Now, let's look at data sets. Data sets will set on two axes. X, horizontal axis, Y, the vertical axis. The plots, which can be colorful, are known as Cartesian coordinates. The colorful Cartesian coordinates are very useful when you're using multiple sets of data. But again, we're only using one set of data today. Creation time to allot for the scatter diagram, we're recommending 5 hours to begin with. Data collection may be 1 to 3 hours to collect all of the necessary data you need. Preparing the diagram takes approximately 1 hour. Walkthrough of the scatter diagram with the stakeholders is approximately 1 hour. How to develop scatter diagram. Gather pairs of data where a relationship is believed to exist. Examples of pairs of data are noted on this slide. Here we are looking at ninth grade students. We are going to compare weight and height. Where we see weight and height together, these are pairs of data. With this data, we will construct a graph wherein the independent variable on the horizontal axis and the dependent variable will be on the vertical axis. Now, create the x and y axis. In the case of this lesson, the x-axis is the height, the y-axis is the weight. Notice that the x and y axes are distinguished through specific measurements. Now let's look further at the scatter diagram. Once you document all of the points, then you put what's called a trend line. That line goes through the middle of the points. In other words, you want to touch as many of the points as possible. I repeat again, you want to touch as many of the points as possible. Now you will notice everything is labeled. So be sure to label your scatter diagram. All of the points should be labeled. X and Y axis should be labeled. Now, the overall scatter diagram needs to have a label. This is important as well. You see here, it is height versus weight. We've come to the end of understanding the scatter diagram. I suggest that you please review the different points on the bibliography page. They will give you additional information about the scatter diagram. Stay tuned for additional series on the American Meridian University 2016 Quality Systems Management Series. Visit American Meridian University. Thank you for reviewing this educational material.